There's no doubt about it. Technology has taken over our lives. Ebook popularity is on the rise, with 50% of adults now owning a tablet computer or e-reader as discovered by the Pew Research Center. But what does that mean for paper books? 2 staff members from the Maricopa County Library District say they're not a thing of the past just yet.
The view of reading has changed, so it's not, we're not seeing as many people go for, hardcover books anymore. Like, our circulation for sure is down at the libraries on our physical collection, but that doesn't mean people are reading less. It's because we have the digital collection now. But because people are consuming it in a different way through that digital content, we're not seeing the same numbers that we used to in the library with the physical content. But that, again, doesn't mean that people are reading less. It just means they're reading differently.
We actually read a lot more than we have ever before. I mean, we're reading through text, through email, online. Kids have to have a place to learn to read, and I think libraries are a great place to provide access for people to books and all those resources as our kids are learning how to read, and even throughout your life, of course. But I do think people are reading. It just looks a little different than what we think of in our traditional, like, sitting down with your novel in front of a fire.
The other thing we're finding is, as we're all staring at our screens more, or maybe it's just because I'm getting old, our eyes start to get worse and we're not able to read, without reading. Like, I can't read without reading glasses anymore. It's tough for me to do that. If you have a digital book, you can change the font to a larger size. It actually is much more accessible for people who might experience some kind of disability to be able to read digitally versus a print book. You can make it a black background with white font, which is better for some people to read and easier that way.
I think there's something to that sense of accomplishment too. I've got a 10-year-old, and the fact that she's got a book, she can watch that bookmark go through the pages, and she's like, look how much I read today, look, I'm so close to the end, that you don't really get when you're reading an ebook. I mean, there's a count at the bottom, but it's not the same, and you can't show somebody in that same way. And then you also have something that you spent so much time with and experienced this whole world in your head that then can sit on your shelf and you're like, oh, remember how fun that was, or remember that adventure? And I think there's something to that as well.
And we haven't really touched on audiobooks, but that's another way to read. And studies have shown that your brain actually functions in the same way as reading the words on the page. When you're listening to an audiobook, it goes through the same functions. And so those are so much simpler digitally to listen to on your device instead of carrying around the CDs or needing a device to play those. If you have your phone, you can have 10 audiobooks on your phone and you're set to go for quite a while. And we're always experimenting with new ways to offer the content to see if that's gonna, pull people in and want people to read more.
While we can't predict what new ways of reading will emerge in the future, there's still some qualities in a physical book that will never be replicated. For Spot 127, I'm Daniel Sampedro.